Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video, folks. Today in this video, I'm going to show you the location for the artifact of the Brute, and this is where I am at on the map. It is the island with the dead trees, and of course my coordinates are 50.0 by 14.3. Now this cave is basically the equivalent of a swamp cave, so you will need a gas mask for this particular cave. This is where the entrance into the cave itself is, and as normal with these caves, you will find loads of wonderful bugs to fight through. So it can get a bit dark. I will gamma up so you guys can see what is going on, especially if you're watching this in a sunny part of the world. Basically it is a very dark cave at times, so basically just follow the path that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to get to it. So we just keep going straight, really not that many paths that we can deviate to basically. So we'll come here, we can see there's two ways to go. We just stick to the left side, and this should bring us into a room where we will basically see the artifact. Just keep following this around. So over there's a gate with some runes, and this is the room I was on about. As you can see right there, there are some I guess you want to call them floating islands, but the artifact is right there. You just saw it. It's basically on this center pillar with the Stonehenge like structure basically. So this is it. This is the artifact of the Brute. So just thought I'd show you that, and that is pretty much it for this video, folks. Not really all that much to show you. I just wanted to show you the quickest path to this particular artifact. I'm going to show you how to find the artifact of the Cunning. So this is where I'm at on the map. As you can see, there is an island, and the coordinates are 76.5 by 64.5. Right underneath me is the entrance into the cave that will contain the artifact of the Cunning. Now, it is a bit difficult or easy to miss, I'd say, just because of a specific hidden entrance. So I showed you what the area looks like, and of course you can see, if you look into the water, you can see these crystals. They do glow through the water, so that's how you'll know you're in the right place. We basically just dive straight down, and you can see right there, there's a cave. It starts out as a water cave. There's another hole in the floor, and we just basically go deeper here, and then just basically follow it around. It does get a bit dark, but it does also bring us out into basically this cave. Now it can be quite dark, so I will gamma up, especially because I want to show you where the entrance to the artifact is. As I said, this one is a bit hidden, so just follow the path around. It'll bring us to this room. This room is just basically pretty, and that's all it is. There's a little ship right there that looks really nice. You can only look at it, so it's behind a force field or basically one of those arc-like walls. It'll bring us into this other room right here. You can see the statue right there. There's no point going down that way. Right there to the right, of course, is a door. It looks like it's just a cliff, but it's actually an entrance. And if you go down right here, just basically be careful. There are spikes, and it does get a bit crowded. Now, with normal gamma, this is actually quite difficult to see, and so this is why I have gammaed up. And just follow this around. It brings us into this big room with the dwarf-like golden statues, and here we are with the artifact of the Cunning. So that's pretty much it. There are some things you will need to fight, but other than that, really not that complicated. I'm going to be showing you how to find the artifact of the Devourer. So this is the location that I am at. I have showed it in a previous video when I did the resources video. So this is a island basically. I'll show you the location on the map and the GPS coordinates as well. So this is where I'm at on the map, and of course the coordinates are 03.5 by 03.5. Basically, straight below me is a water cave, and this is an actual water cave, so do keep that in mind. You might need a water tank for this. And if we look around, you can see there's an entrance into a cave, and we just basically follow it through. You will get a bit of lag. This cave does also have a lot of silica pearls, so this is probably a good place to come and farm for silica pearls if you want. So you can see the clams on the walls. That's what you will get from them if you do harvest them. Really straightforward cave, other than all the nasties that you'll have to fight. And it takes us to a, I suppose, final chamber, if you want to call it that. But we will have to do a bit of a dive here. And right here is basically like a little pit, and here we have the artifact of the Devourer. This is what it looks like. So not a long cave, not that complicated, but you will have to fight some water creatures. Keep that in mind when you do come down here. And with that, of course, you will find the electroforce and the jellyfish. So yeah, be prepared for a fight with these kinds of creatures. I'm going to show you how to get to the artifact of the hunter, and this is where I'm at on the map. So I am basically underneath my pointer finger. That is where my marker is, just kind of give you an idea. And the coordinates are 07.0 by 40.3. So it is in the I suppose snow biome. The entrance into the cave actually kind of looks like this, so it does look like a bit of a structure, just to kind of give you an idea. So we're just going to go in, and this cave actually has a hidden entrance. It is hidden behind a rock, but we will have to do a bit of a dive into the water. I'll probably come with a parachute here. You don't want to kind of end yourself in this water, because you can see there are piranha, and of course you will also get sarcos that spawn in there. So we just basically go through this tunnel all the way to the end. You will find a loot crate there, and to the right you can see there's a stone, and basically just get a pick, break through the stone, and that will reveal the entrance. I'll wait for the bits of stone to despawn so you guys can see the entrance. And yeah, this is basically how we get into the cave itself. Other than that, the cave is pretty straightforward. I have gammaed up just because of the dark section, so I'll gamma down a bit. You can see to the right there is another loot crate, and basically we're just going to go downwards. Just keep going downwards. There's also some runes that you can find in this cave. Keep going downwards. It brings us to this big chamber with water and little like islands, and right in front of us you can see the artifact of the hunter. So this is fairly straightforward, not a lot of things to fight. There are a couple of bats to deal with, but other than that, really not that complicated. I'm going to show you how to get the artifact of the immune, and of course in this video I'm going to show you where you can find the coordinates and all that good stuff. This is a cave that I did show in a previous video when we did the new creatures. However, to get to the artifact you will have to fight a couple of nasties, and so do come prepared. This is where I'm at on the map right here. So this is where the Wyvern Trench is, pretty much next to me. Coordinates are 91.2 by 75.9, and that is the entrance right there into the cave. The Wyvern Trench is right there. Wyvern, you know what I mean. I did probably butcher that name, more so on purpose rather than accidentally, but hey ho, sometimes things happen. And basically just follow this path down. Right at this point you will see the Desmodus, so you will have to fight these things. There's normally about 4 that spawn out for me, and basically just follow this path. You can see there are some scorpions, some orthopluras, and some bats. Nothing too crazy. And right here is the artifact of the immune, so we don't really have to go too far. Maybe a Rex or a Tyrannus or something you know, that can hit pretty hard should get you through. I'm going to show you how to get the artifact of the massive. I'm going to do this in God mode, and the idea is to show you how to get to it. So this is where you want to start off. This is where I'm at on the map, and the GPS coordinates are 71.5 by 00.7. So down below me, of course, is the entrance into the cave. It's basically an underwater entrance. This is what it looks like, so you don't have to go too deep, just to kind of show you there are all sorts of nasties, but this is just simply the entrance. Now before I do get any further into detail, just gonna let you quickly know, guys, this one is a bit of a maze, so I will do my best to show you where the artifact is and how to get to it. So once you come out of the water, you have some scaling to do, and basically we just keep going up in this pretty much straight let's call it tunnel, I guess. And yeah, you can see there are some green crystals, gems. Basically that's what you'll get from them. So once you are at the top, this is where the fun begins. We are now kind of in the cave, but not really. I'll show you exactly what I mean. You can see there are some loot crates as well. So basically just follow the path to the end, and then that's where the fun begins. That is where the cave itself begins. As you can see, there are some stuff that you can pick up should you choose to do so. Normally you will get various loot crates and stuff, but this is the actual entrance into the maze itself. So we go through a cave system before we get into the maze. So there are going to be booby traps, as you can see, and these things do hurt. So be careful not to step on the pressure plates. It does get quite dark here, so I am going to gamma up so you guys can see exactly what's going on. So that's where we came from, and basically we just follow this path around, down the stairs, and we are pretty much in the maze itself. So at this point, you have two options of going. You can go down this path. Alright, so as you can see, we'll see some statues with some different colored crystals and numbers on them. We need to try and remember that. If you don't, you won't be able to get past the gate, but that's fine. I already know the combination, so I'll show you that. And this is where it's at. So the first, let's call it combination door is here. So this is basically, the way we're going to do this is green, yellow, purple, and blue. So that is the right combination. So if you think about it, think of it as a invisible X, starting with the yellow and green going to yellow, then purple going to blue. So it kind of forms a bit of an X shape. Now this part is the trickiest part. So we're going to go down the steps and just follow it all the way down. And just keep going. The path will split off, but I'll show you exactly what to do. This is the maze itself. This is the tricky part. So right here, we have two ways to go. We can go basically this way or the other entrance. We want to basically take the second entrance. And if you see basically holes in the ground, you know you're in the right place basically. Again, over there you can see the crystals with the numbers. You know you are in the right place if you see this. And of course there's a number 2 right there associated with that crystal in the statue's forehead. So again, we have two options that we can go. We're going to take the right path. So we came down the center. So I'll show you what you find down the left path if you do go down this. It's not really all that long. You can see there's a bit of a hole in the ground, and as you can see, it's nothing. It's just a dead end, and there are many paths like this. So just basically stick to what I'm going to show you. So this is where we came through. The middle one, we take the right path. The left path we know is a dead end. So I'm just going to confirm that, and I'm going to use basically my point of reference, which is that purple crystal. And so we don't go down that way. We don't go down the middle one because that's where we came from. And so we're going to take the right path and just follow this around. So I'm trying to do this slow so you guys can see where I'm going. If it is going a bit fast, feel free to pause the video. Again, we have two choices. We're going to stick to basically the left path. You can see there's a crystal there, so you'll know you're in the right place if you see that green crystal. And the other thing that I use for reference is this big floor that's missing with spikes. So we have to basically do a bit of platforming there and just follow this around. Again, we basically don't go down this way. We go down the second one just to kind of show you. Alright, oops, I made a mistake here. So I did make a mistake. It is the first basically exit, if you want to call that, or entrance. So here we have another two options. I don't think it makes a difference because they both come to the same room. And so as you can see, we have some more crystals. Now, if before we did an X shape, this one's going to be a plus. We're going to start with the green. So we're going to go green right there, as you can see. So press the green button that's underneath the face. Sometimes it is a bit difficult to press. And then purple, and then yellow, and then blue. So this one, as you can see, it is a bit of a plus symbol. A door will open in there, and this is where the artifact itself is. It's right there. That is the artifact of the massive. Now the doors will close, and I'm going to show you how to get out of here as well. So it can be difficult to spot the hidden button, and it is very well hidden in the sense of just because it's dark, but there's a button right there, and if you press that button, it will open up another door, which basically leads you more or less to the entrance of this maze section. So basically this whole maze, let's split it into two. The first part was with the first combination of buttons. It'll basically after that bring you into the second part. So this will basically bring you to the middle of the area, to the first part of the maze basically. And by that I mean, of course, the area where we had to basically press the first combination of buttons to open up the first door. I'm going to show you how to get the artifact of the pack and the clever. This is where I'm at on the map, just to kind of show you. And of course, the GPS coordinates are 23.5 by 56.8. So I'm going to show you the surrounding area because it can be a bit iffy to find. Obviously, if you need to, don't be afraid to pause the video or rewind it as you do need it. So this is what the area looks like, and right down there is the entrance into the cave. The cave itself is not all that long, but we do have to do, I guess, a bit of a platforming section. So we do have to kind of skip about, don't fall in the lava. It's going to be one of those things where I guess you play the floor is lava, quite literally. So this is the entrance into the cave, but after this, basically, we have one final hop onto this island right here. As you can see, we've got scorpions, arthroporas, bats, all sorts of the nasties that you would expect to find in a cave. So this is basically where it splits off into two areas. Right there is the first, and then the second artifact is further down this path. But we'll take the first one. So that is, of course, the artifact of the pack. Basically, another hop onto the left side. And as you can see, this is what the area looks like. It's basically more or less a cylindrical room. Right there, pick up the artifact. This is the pack. And then from here, basically, we go back to that platform that we were on just before we came into this room. So, as you can see, you will have to fight some stuff. Mostly creatures that we're used to. I'm going to show you some other things as well. As you can see, there are a lot of red loot crates, so definitely worth keeping an eye open for those. There's one right there on the wall. There is actually another one that I spotted when I was sussing out this cave, and it's down here. I don't know if you will find it when you come into the cave, but do keep your eyes peeled for these. They do drop a lot of good stuff. Basically, after that, we're going to just continue following this path into this room. Right here, we have basically a wider opening, I guess, or a wider room, but just keep following that. You can see the rib cage of a dead creature in front of us, some more loot drops on the sides, and right there in front of us there is the artifact itself. So this is the artifact of the clever. So this is how you get to it. Video, I'm going to show you how to find the artifact of the Skylord. And so this is the area where you find the Fjord Hogs. So this is where I'm at on the map, and of course the GPS coordinates are 11.6 by 27.1. so below me is the forest where you find the Fjord Hogs, if you don't know. And of course, to the right, you can see there's basically a bit of a path and a mountain. And in here, there is a entrance into a cave. It is actually quite well hidden, and it is quite narrow as well. So I'll show you the exact GPS coordinates. They are 07.8 by 23.5. This is where I'm at on the map. And this is a snow cave, so do come prepared for this. We are going to gamma up because it is a bit dark in here. This one's going to be a bit of a challenging one because there are wolves, dire bears, and perlovias. And so this is actually not going to be all that fun to do, or fun depending on how much you like the challenge. So basically, if you follow that path, it just brings us to the entrance right here, which is basically kind of like a little walled section of a castle. We just follow it through, and right here we can see very similar to caves that we've seen in the past. So you'll have to do some hopping about. There are some loot crates you can pick up, and I would keep my eyes peeled for these. They do drop quite nice things. Right in front of us, you can see a big gorilla statue, and in front of it, of course, will be the artifact of the Skylord. What I would do here basically is I would kite all of the creatures into the trenches below. That would be the best way of doing it. There's no point in fighting them. I'm going to show you how to get the artifact of the strong, and the first thing you want to do is want to come to my location, and this is where I'm at, and the GPS coordinates are 7.6 by 82.2. I've also showed you the location on the map as well. I'll do it again, and this is where I'm at. This is basically at the back of the redwood forest. You want to look for these two waterfalls, and basically from there we're going to take a left down this ridge, if you want to call it that. And as you can see right there, there's a fallen tree trunk. That is basically how we're going to locate the cave. It is actually quite well hidden, and this is a fairly straightforward cave. Of course, as with all caves, do come prepared. You will have to fight some nasty stuff in here, and there's quite a few things to go through. But other than that, really nothing too complicated. We do have some bears, just to keep that in mind. It's quite important. Bears do a lot of damage. We've got your Titan boas and all sorts. Just follow this path all the way around. And so we've come to this area. We want to take the one on the left. And this will bring us into an opening right here. We can see the waterfalls, and we just follow it around, and we'll come to these crystals right here. Now, it looks like it can't go any further, but there's actually a little trick. Right up here, there is a gap just big enough for you to get through. Again, just follow it around. It'll bring us to this structure right here. It's a little, I don't know, monument to the creatures in Ark. And behind the tree with the pink leaves, you can see the artifact glowing. I think this is pretty cool. I do like how this area has been designed. But here we are with the artifact of the strong. And that's pretty much it. Nothing really too complicated. I do hope that you have found this useful and informative. If you have, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button, share, comment, and subscribe. And of course, as always, until next time, stay safe, folks.